Alright, YouTubers, we got the hot racing diff case. I know there's videos on it, but I wanted to give you guys a heads up on what some shims I'm putting behind this input shaft to get that play out. And it actually made this perfect, but let me show you. Alright, so it was, I ordered a whole bunch of different shims. They're like $1.19 for 10 of them, because I knew a lot of them were going to work, like, you know, around my arms or places like here if you want to get rid of some slop. So this is part number 83975 from Hobby King. Alright, for the basher. The BSR Berserker or something like that. So, yeah, just order a bunch of them. Like I said, I'm going to do a video. I did one video on all the prices of how cheap everything is. But they have all kinds of different size shims. And they're like $1.19 a bag. So, I just got a bunch of bags of different size shims to use all over the place. But that'll be another video. Alright, here's back to this. So here's the input shaft. You just want to put one of them right behind it. Alright. And then once that's sleeved into the case, that's going to be up against your bearing. Now they're going to provide the front bearing. It's a sealed bearing because it's a different size than your stock one. But you have to put the rest of your bearings in, and make sure you put sealed bearings in. Doesn't make sense to go through all this and put regular bearings. So, all right, that little input shaft is going to get rid of the play, but it leaves just enough. Hold on, let me put this right here. And it's butter smooth. Alright. And there's no slop. Look, no slop at all. Alright, actually there's a tiny, maybe a 100th of an inch, which you want, because you want enough play that the grease spreads around that diff case like that. That was another question somebody asked. How much of this 110% blood do you put? I just coat the gears and spin it, and then it spreads it out. You don't glob it all in there, just enough to coat it. So that's that. Now here's a shout out to TP Parts. He's the one that shows you how to bulletproof your diffs and how to shim them and stuff. So you have your spider gears right here. When you take them apart, you're going to see that there's one little shim on each side of these spider gears. You put one, and then on the other side you put two. So you're just adding one shim. So you'll have two and then one. There will be three for, you know what I mean? Two and one. There's two sets of these. And then on your bearing, here's your bearing shims. Now your Arrma or Outcast, whatever, it's already got one. It's already got one bearing shim that's on, yes, this side. Alright, because you want it to be on this side to push this towards the input shaft. Now it gives you one, but put two. Alright, get rid of that slop. You want this to be 100% tight. You know what I mean? No play. So two works out perfect. I tried to stuff three, but it wasn't working. Now the whole reason of getting this aluminum case is it doesn't expand and heat up like the plastic does. See, they get hot, they heat up right in this area. It makes this loose, and that's how you're stripping gears. Plus, these ears is where your shock towers mount. And that's where they usually snap. They snap here. So your shock towers are going to be mounted here and here. And actually on this one, I just did the back. This one I have the metal, the hot racing wheelie bar. Well, actually, it's not a wheelie bar. It's the wing mount, but I modified and put my own wheelie bar on there. The only downfall is that they don't make this piece in aluminum. This one's a plastic, and that plastic gets mounted right to the top. So I have aluminum case, aluminum this, but this is plastic. So I guess they wanted to leave one weak spot, so this will crack, which I kinda understand. It makes sense. Just to replace this than something serious, you know what I mean? So I have the hot racing for your sway bar mounts. I have that. I gotta put that on still. And they don't give you aluminum on the back case. They keep that plastic because in all reality there's no stress on that. So it's really probably just to keep costs down. The main areas that's aluminum is the bottom where it's mounted. That's where usually they strip out. Right here where your hinge pin mounts are, that's good. And in the back where your hinge pin is all aluminum. So the case, you know, it's just the shell that case isn't on there. So I understand that point, because it would end up, instead of being $54, they'd probably have to charge another, I don't know, 30 something, 40 something, you know what I mean? Another 30 something bucks. Bring it up near $100, and then people ain't gonna want to spend that money, because just this, you know, it's almost $100 just for the 2 cases. Plus, then you got to get your steel bearing kits. But it's worth it. But yeah, that's a little heads up. I don't know if I told you. When you put these screws in, the top 2 are the shorter ones. They provide them. Just the top 2 are shorter, and these bottom 2 are longer. And you'll see the longer one comes right to the edge right here. Don't put the long one up top, because then you're going to hit your gear and fuck shit up. And let's see what else. Oh, and thread lock it. But when you thread lock it, if you put it on the screw like normal, by the time you come through this plastic, it wipes it all off. So just put a drip down into the threads, and then use your I use 1.5 mil, and just put it down in the threads to make sure it's around there, you know what I mean? Put it in the threads and then put your screw in. So hopefully this is going to be a one and done deal. So I mean, you know, eventually you're going to have to do it again, but hopefully we won't have to do it as much. And especially if you don't get crazy, you know what I mean? So yeah, I have the center motor mount coming, and the center diff, the bearing holder, that's coming. And I'm gonna switch this motor out and just run this on 4S. I'm gonna set this up for 4S. It's a 2100 motor, but I'm just gonna run 4S in this. This way I can start saving some diffs. You know what I mean? I'll run 6S in my crate and stuff. But alright, that's it. That's a quick heads up. So yeah, these shims, it's well worth to get it. Get rid of that slop, and then that's it. Alright guys, I'm out.